Right, I made over $2.5 million trading, and this is the greatest chart pattern that I've found. This is what the chart pattern looks like. This is a trade over here, and from these two trades, I made $62,000. I've shown my broker statements before, I've shown live trades before. I'm not gonna spend the next 2 minutes trying to prove it to you. But this chart pattern, there's no need for FVG or Fibonacci, like any of this garbage that you see online. There's no need for that because right now you're probably trying to learn like stupid shit like this. Like, bro, what is support breakdown? What's BOS? What's the demand zone? What's accumulation? None of this makes any sense. And if you honestly ask yourself, like, do you really understand what you're doing? Are you really profitable trading these stupid things and accumulation, BOS? Like, are you really profitable? The answer is probably going to be no. And so that's a clear sign from the universe, from God above. He's telling you, change your strategy. So this is the best pattern that I've came across in this entire $2.5 million journey. And I'll just tell you what it is. It's literally the bull flag. Right? We have a lot of stuff to cover in this video, but we'll go through the bull flag first. This is the best pattern. I don't care what anybody says. It's super simple. Stock goes up, it pulls back for a little bit, you enter, it continues going up. I'm going to show you this in the chart. For example, let me pull up the trade that I actually took. So we have a stock over here. We can see that the stock starts to go up, right? It's making a big move. Then it pulls back for a little bit. I take an entry over there. Then it goes right back up again. It pulls back again. I take another entry. Keeps going up. You see how simple it is? That's literally the entire pattern. It goes up, dips down, we buy it, it goes up again. We're just buying dips, buying dips, buying dips. The first step of this is to find the stocks in the first place because this does not work with any stock. If you're trading stocks that go sideways or that are going down, this is not going to work. This can only work on stocks that are going to double within the next 30 minutes. So that's the first step. The first step is you need to find those stocks that are going to go up that fast, and we call those gappers. So if I go back to the chart, you can see that this stock closed the day before at around 35 cents and it opened the next day at like 46 cents. So it had this big activity pre-market, and that's the stocks that we want to find. Now, if you want to learn how to set up your screener, I made a free scanner guide. So this shows you the same way of how I set up my scanner to find all the stocks. You'll be able to learn how to find the same stocks as me in like 5 minutes. So if you want to get it, click the first link in the description, and remember, it's completely free. Watch this, set up your scanner exactly how I tell you to set it up, and then keep watching the rest of the video. Once we have the gapper set up, the scanner, we can find the gappers. The next thing we have to do is we need to wait for the bull flag. The same pattern over here, the best pattern, the go-to pattern, we just need to wait for it, right? Now, what's very important, and I see people make this mistake all the time, is you need to wait for a trend up. Like, let me make this bold, right? Don't trade this in a sideways market. This is not gonna work in a sideways market. You need a trend up. And that's exactly why we have the scanner in the first place, which is gonna give us stocks that do this. So don't be trading this when the stock's going sideways. I can very easily find a bull flag when the stock's going sideways. Like, let's look at this. Stock goes up, it goes down. I enter like what, over here? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Technically it's a bull flag, but because the market's going sideways, I didn't make any money. If you compare it to this, where the stock went up, 37% in like 21 minutes. Obviously this is gonna work, right? So again, I'm gonna teach you exactly how to enter, when to enter. Stock goes up and you notice that it starts making lower highs and lower highs and lower highs. So the high of this candle, you can see over here, is 66 cents. Then it's 65, then it's 64. We want to buy the first 1 minute candle that makes a new high. That's all I'm waiting for. Now I end up entering a little early over here because I'm more experienced, so I kind of knew this setup was gonna work. But if you're a beginner, don't do this. Wait for the first 1 minute count to make a new high. I'm waiting. I'm still waiting. So what is the high? The high over here, 64 cents. High over here, 64.50. High over here, 62.83. High over here, 62.90. So we just beat the high. We finally made a new high. So this candle is where you should be entering. And look what happens. Look at that. Now, you might be thinking, oh yeah, but this is an anomaly, bro. You're just showing us, a stock that did this, Does this work all the time? Look at all my other videos. This is literally, I talk about the same pattern in all of my videos. This happens so often. Don't overcomplicate this. Let's look at another example, right? Stock makes a big topping tail. It starts to go sideways. And look at this. The high of this candle, 79.46. High of this candle, 79.46. High of this candle, 79.22. We need to beat 79.22. Let's see what the next candle does. Boom. So that's where you would enter. Now, again, like I said, I enter before because I'm experienced, right? The results that I have are not typical by any means. But as a beginner, you should only enter when it finally confirms that new high. Don't be entering before. And then it squeezes up and up and up and up. Like this is, I can't believe that something so simple makes you so much more money. You don't need all this SMC garbage, guys. Like, take your brain out of that entire like industry. Take it out of it. Just start trading momentum. Like, how am I making more money than you? I'm literally dumber than you are. Like, you're smart. You're learning all these concepts. I'm dumber than you and I'm making more money. How is that possible? It's because I simplify everything. I'm just buying pullbacks. Stock goes up, goes down, I buy it. Stock goes up, goes down, I buy it. So let me talk a little bit about when to sell, right? Because that's also an art, I'm going to be honest. And I think it's one of the best things that I can do is just sell as high as humanly possible. And the way I do that is I sell at resistance. I see so many people selling at like, you won't even believe some of the things I hear from people, bro. But you want to be selling once you see some resistance. This is a top wick. You see this massive like thing on top of the candle? This is what we call a top wick. It tells you that the stock went up and before the candle closed, it got sold all the way back down. That tells you as clear as by anything that this stock has a lot of resistance. And so what did I do? I sold on this candle. Super simple, right? That's one example. That's the top wick. Another example I'll show you over here is pre-market high. So you can see this is the pre-market area. The highest point of pre-market, I can literally put a line, is $1.01. What happens at $1.01? You see how it's beginning to find resistance just before pre-market high? That's another great area to sell. In fact, today I can show you. This was a stock that I traded today. And it found resistance. Look where it found resistance. This is the highest point pre-market. I drew a line and look where it's finding resistance. Literally pretty much exactly on pre-market high. So this is another great example of when to sell. Another example of when to sell is half dollar, whole dollar resistance. So we're back on the same stock and $1 is the most obvious point of resistance, right? This stock has been under $1 for so long. It's climbed up from like 46 cents all the way up to $1. Of course it's gonna find resistance at $1. And you can see it over here. It tries finding support on $1, it fails, it goes down. And look at these candles. It's so obvious. Where is this trying to find support? $1. Where is this finding resistance? $1. Where is this trying to find support? $1. So these big obvious numbers, and this is another example. $1.25 is exactly where this finds resistance. Are you beginning to see? Like these super obvious numbers, $1, $1.25, $1.50, $2. They're gonna find resistance guaranteed. And so if you're holding a stock and you're up so much money and you're like, when do I sell? Like, you know, I'm up thousands of dollars, but when do I sell? This half dollar, whole dollar thing, you guys have to get on it because that's a perfect way to sell. So that's another way to do it. So now I'll show you a little video of me trading the stock live. I don't normally do this, but I'll show you me entering and exiting the exact trade. Right, so this is live recording. I'm gonna play through and I'll commentate over it. So we're seeing a live bull flag form and I take my entry right over there. Again, I'm anticipating the move. If you're a beginner, don't do this. You have to wait until it breaks the previous one's high. But like I said, I'm a bit more experienced. I took my entry over there. I wait a few more minutes. It does this thing. It goes back down, but I'm still holding the stock, right? It's finding support near this VWAP area. The dips keep getting bought back up, which is very bullish for me, so I continue holding. And then this is where you would buy. So as soon as this one breaks, this one's high, that's when you would press the buy button. There we go. It just broke it. So you should have gotten in somewhere over there. Right now we just wait. So now you're in the trade. Let's hope it works. And that's about it. So the first profit target will be high of day. If you're a complete beginner, you can just wait until it reaches high of day and just sell. Right? Because as a beginner, the thing you need is confidence. So if you can get these, like, look, you would just sell over there, easy, boom. Like not even 30 second, 15-second trade. But as a beginner, this is super good because it builds confidence, right? All these small wins, they build confidence. But I'm going to continue holding for as long as humanly possible. That's my goal. So you can see it keeps squeezing up. 70 cents, 73. It just keeps squeezing. 76, 79, 80 cents. Like it just squeezes and squeezes and squeezes. Look, all I did was buy a little pullback. That's it. That's all I did. And now, like I said, I'm just waiting for resistance. So I think sometime over here, yeah, you see how just before the stock's about to close, like we have like 10 more seconds, the stock just starts to dump and dump and dump and dump. That's when I just immediately get out. This is the next trade over here. So I enter. We have a little pullback again. This is a couple minutes later, same stock. The dips all got bought back up, squeezed back up. I entered over there. Same thing, same setup, same exact setup, bull flag. And look at the squeeze, right? So again, I'm waiting to see where it would find resistance. And I'm just gonna hold and hold and hold and hold and hold. Keeps going up, keeps going up, keeps going up. I scroll back to mark out pre-market high. So this is me marking out pre-market high live. So I know when to take profit. And keep squeezing, and I can just about see the line I just drew. I can just about see it. So I'm waiting. We're so close to that line. The line's at $1.01. The high right now is 99 cents. We're super close to it. And I'm still holding, I'm still holding, I'm still holding. Then the stock ends up halting. So let me tell you what that means. What that means is it went up so goddamn fast that it had to be halted for 5 minutes. Nobody could trade it for 5 minutes. 5 minutes later, the stock opens back up and it dumps. But this is very normal for me. I know this happens, so I continue holding. And you can see how the dips get bought back up slowly and surely. So this is all part of the plan. I'm still holding this. And the goal now is to get past pre-market high. And let's see what happens. Squeezes, we get past pre-market high. We have a little bit of resistance. Boom. Look at this. It just keeps squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. This is why I will never trade options or Forex. Like you will never get moves like this ever. Like Nvidia will never double in one day. It's just not gonna happen. Whereas Fitness Champs Holding Limited will double in a day. It's possible. Look at these moves. It just doesn't stop squeezing. This is incredible. And all we're doing, like I keep saying, is we're trading that same chart pattern the whole way through. So we have a little bit of resistance over here, a bit of a topping tail, but the minute hasn't ended still, so I'm gonna continue holding. Because last minute, sometimes it just pumps up like it's just doing right now. Look at that, it just pumped up last minute. So I'm gonna continue holding. And then, like I said, $1.25, right? It's a very obvious number. It's going to find some resistance, guaranteed. And right over here, it reverses. And then it just starts dumping. This is obviously very obvious resistance. Like, duh, I sell. That's it. And this trade, like you saw over here, 63K. Obviously, these results are not typical, but this is what's possible. You don't need leverage. You don't need FVG, any of this garbage. Just trade a simple bull flag on these volatile stocks using the scanner, and that's it. That's the entire thing. The last thing I'll talk about is home runs. Now, home runs are pretty much those stocks that make crazy moves. Because listen, I'll be honest, like these types of stocks, they don't happen every single day. Like these stocks don't double every single day. Maybe every week they might happen once. Some weeks they happen 2-3 times. It's really unpredictable. But when a stock does this, you have to take advantage of it. You know, like don't just take tiny trades, a little bit here, a little bit there. You have to just let it rip. Just let it rip. And these days you can make $20,000, $30,000. So whenever you do see these big home run days, you have to take advantage. That's the main thing, right? And these stocks end up sometimes going up the entire day. It happens. I don't trade the entire day. I just trade the first maybe 45, 30 minutes, but they could go up the entire day, right? And inside the community, I put all the home runs. So you can see this one went up 160% in like 30 minutes, right? This one, a couple days later, MASK went up 100%, doubled. And I'll end with a little bit of an update on the $2 million goal. So for those of you who don't know, I'm trying to make $2 million this year with trading this exact same strategy. I literally outlined the strategy that I'm going to be using. So far, we're up $532,000. It's April 21st. We're making decent progress, right? January was a very small month. I made like, I don't know, 40K or something. February was a hell of a lot better. I made 116,000. March was way better. You know, we made like maybe 189. And April still hasn't ended. And it's already the biggest month of the year. So 2 million is the goal. This is the same strategy I'm going to be trading. Let's see what happens, right? Let's see what happens. Now, if you want to know the stocks that I'm watching and trading, then you should join the community. These are all the wins that these people are making. Like, look, Abdullah made $160. Taz made $1,000. Lily made $300. Freddie made some money here. Abdullah made money. Mike made money. People are trading the exact same strategy that I just talked about. And they're finding a lot of success from it. And I truly believe it's because it's super simple. You don't need a PhD. In the watch list section, I tell you guys the exact stocks I'm trading, right? So this was the one, FCHL. I said it 49, so that's 19 minutes into the market open. 19 minutes in the market open is right over here. This is when I told everybody, hey guys, I'm watching this stock. And look what it did, right? So if you want to know what stocks I'm watching, which ones I'm trading, blah, 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 it's all going to be inside the community. And remember the little recording that I showed you of me taking the trade, getting out, the little screen recording? That's also here inside the community. In the live trade section, you can see all the trades that I take, when I entered, exited. It's all in here. So to join the community, email me at thedrakoroom@gmail.com and I'll try to get you a spot inside. I'm going to be increasing the price every 10 members. So if you want to get in pretty quick. Start trading the same strategy. It's super simple. And I think you guys are going to start finally being profitable, because I really think this entire thing of like SMC, FVG is all a bunch of garbage. Nobody understands what you're doing. You don't understand what you're doing. Start trading a strategy which actually makes sense and which actually works. I just showed you immense proof that this works. So if I can do it, you can do it too. Take some fucking action. Become profitable. Thank you guys for watching the video. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video.